This session is for SAP PI PO. So people are more confused. What is PI? Someone is asking, right? Ki PI is different from PO or not? So first, I'm explaining PI. What is PI and PO, and what is the difference between this PI and PO? So before starting this PI topic, so this is integration tools where we are fetching data from SAP system and passing the message to third party system. So we can say this is a middleware system. So they where we are using our logic, applying logic, like in we have 4 tools in PIPO. So in that we are using our logic, then we are using adapters and all, how to transfer the data. So first before transferring the data, we are applying the logic on the tools, how we can map data from source system to target system. So these are the things for that PI. So this is, we can say PI is a simple middleware tool where we can use A2A scenarios or B2B scenarios. So what does it mean, A2A or B2B, application to application? Suppose we are sharing data within organization, so we can say that is called application to application scenario. And if we are sharing the data outside of the organization, so we can say it business to business scenarios. Okay, so for business to business scenario we have separate adapters. So if you heard about EDI, B2B add-on adapters, so this adapter came on latest version of integration tools. So now I'm not explaining PI and PO, so I'll say latest version. So this is PI things. Why what is PI? You now understood what is PI? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you have any question, like, so say if you have,
Not until here.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So this is so why we need PIPO? So first thing, so suppose we have we have to understand the simple one example. Suppose earlier we have large number of we have large number of dairy. So suppose I'm giving one example. So and we have a small number of dairy. We are giving one example of dairy. Dairy. So suppose in a state. So suppose people are selling their small shops. But if we are selling in a one platform, so we can say it. Instead of sharing different market, we are sharing in one market. So we can say, simply we can say it. So suppose we are, I'm giving a simple example. So before PI integration tool, so suppose we have other different system, Oracle system or Java system, right? So we cannot connect to Oracle to Java. So PI works on XML system, so that we are taking data from Oracle, we are converting into XML, and then everything we are doing in mapping on XML things. So before after doing all the mapping and all, then we are transferring the data to a target system due, due to their adapters and all. So we will explain adapters when we are starting integration directory part. So come to the next point. So these are the platform where we can use PI concept. So this is like I already told you, SAP system and non-SAP system. So you might heard legacy system and all. So we'll explain what is legacy system, what is non-SAP system and all. Then B2B scenarios, A2A scenarios. So and what is the way of communication? Like if it is synchronous or asynchronous, then CCBPM concept is there. So thing is that now come to the difference between PI and PO. So that this integration tools start with SAP XI, okay, exchange information, XI 3.0. So that is dual stack. So like thing is that like we have ECC system, right? And we have third party system. So ECC, sorry, not PI system. So ECC system is basically depends on ABAP stack, and PI system is depends on Java stack. So we are using both ABAP and Java, so we can say it is dual stack. So we when P exchange information, it means XI 3.0 came, that time it was totally dual stack, and later it is modifying, like now it comes into the 7.0. So it name got changed from XI to PI, process integration. So PI process integration start with 7.0. So there some modification came. So suppose if you are using your Android or all, so suppose if it is taking updating, similarly something changed in PI. So some new concept came, so like XML validation, and some naming convention. If you'll go to ESR, so before ESR, that was that we were calling integration repository. So these are the modification came into process integration. And when process integration come into that, like 7 point till 7.4 version is there. 7.0 I did not mention in anywhere in PPT. 7.0, 7.1 or 7.3. So like we have a version starting from XI, so XI 3.0, then it come into PI 7.0. So in PI we have a different kind of version like 7.0, 7.1, 7.3 and 7.4. So from 7.3 we have single stack, but we have so many difference. Why what are the difference between PI PO? So we all cover in that first class, like suppose basic concept of PI PO and all. So we will cover that what is main difference between PI and PO. So we'll cover on that topic. Then later it came new concept. What happened? So in PI, we, as I explained you, like I explained you, we are working on dual stack. So what was happening? First come to this point, then we'll discuss. See, this is we have this is integration tool. So here we have four things. One is enterprise service repository. Second is integration directory. Third is system landscape, and fourth is configuration monitoring. So what we are doing in ESR, we were creating all the things, data types, message type, mapping, everything we are doing in ESR. Then this is design phase. So we design our own, and we map like whatever requirement we gathered from functional team. According to that, we were doing all the mappings and all. Once we'll do mappings, then we'll go to that integration directory where we are creating scenarios, like a transport protocol, from one how it will go from source system to target system. So everything will explain there. So what we were creating in integration directory. Once we'll create in integration directory, our development will complete. And once then we were doing testing. So what we are doing, once we are start doing testing, so we can check in configuration and monitoring. So monitoring we can check my message. Suppose if any scenario came, suppose I'm giving one simple example for HR data, employee data for one organization. Suppose we have multiple employee number details and all, and we have to pass through the third party system. So suppose something so system A is using from ECC, we have to sending the data. So we are getting everything, all the data types and message type, and accordingly we mapped here in ESR. And once we will finish that ESR part, then we will transport to directory. So suppose if I'm giving one example.
Nishchal, are you there?
Yeah, just I'm opening my notepad, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can give one demo for how it is processing.
Okay, perfect.
So as I told you, suppose we have one system. Okay, we have source system and we have target system. So what we are doing basically, so just we are taking data from source system, and we are we are sending the same data to target. But thing is that suppose if it is coming like, so suppose we have data for one employee. Okay, so we have here employee first name.
Okay, 1 second, Nishchal. Are you sharing something else? Are you
Okay, okay,
working?
yeah, I'm saying. Sorry, I said.
Because I can see only your PPT screen.
Okay, okay. Let me share that data also. Yeah, can you see now?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah. So what I was telling, we have two different systems. One is source system, one is target system. In source system, data is coming for one employee. So employee data is coming like first name, so and then second middle name, then last name. Okay. Then we have employee ID. Okay. And then, so this is the segment, this is the field value. So we will explain what is this, how we will define segment, how we will define the field, and then what is the like XML tree. So we have we'll explain how we can create the data type. So we have to give so many things like cardinality. Like suppose zero, like that cardinality is like suppose data is coming only one time, so we are defining the 0 is to 1. So data is coming, but suppose some item is coming multiple times, so based on functional requirement we are creating data types. So suppose here employee ID, and one, what is this, employee employee organization name. So this is my source structure, but I need target structure like this only: emp name, then emp id, then emp organization name. So what we have to do here, the three values are coming, but in target side they need only one value. So what, everything we are defining is ESR part. So what we are doing in ESR, that is repository, where we are creating first data type, then message type, then service interface, then message mapping, then operation mapping. So this, what is data type, we will explain. This is basic things where we are getting structure, our own structure. What is message type? This is wrapper of data type. What is service interface? We will explain. What is message mapping and what is used for operation mapping. So basically we will create this data type, then we will create, this is for source data type, then we will create this is target data type. So after creating this we will use mapping. So mapping is like, we can say it is heart of PI. So there we can play anything. So there basically four types of mapping are using: graphical mapping, Java mapping, XSLT mapping, and ABAP mapping. But nowadays ABAP mapping no one is using. So I will focus mainly on graphical mapping, XSLT mapping, and little bit Java mapping. But whoever will take this class, they should aware of little bit knowledge of Java, because in mapping I told you in mapping we can play anything. So mapping we have, because we will take more class on mapping, because it will take more, because mapping has lots of concepts, and we have different kind of mapping also, like I told you, graphical mapping, XML, and Java mapping. So in graphic, and mostly our approach is, as a PI developer, our approach is we can do all the mapping through graphical mapping. If it is not possible, then we have to use a small code that is called UDF, user defined function, and we are maintaining here. So these are the part for ESR thing. Then once ESR will complete, then we will go into ID. So what we are doing in ID, we are creating one configuration scenario where we can just, here we design our we design the structure right in ESR. So once our design will complete, so our thing is, our part is, we have to take data from one system to another system. So we will create everything in, each and everything in ID. So ID, we are creating business system slash business component. So these are the important things I am mentioning here, what we are doing in as a PI developer. So once we will create business system and business component, related to that business system and business component, we are creating communication channel. So this is for sender and receiver, and this sender and receiver, we are creating adapter types. So we have different types of adapter we are using in ID. So suppose mainly if we are dealing with ECC system, so suppose if we are dealing with ECC system, we have three types of adapters. First is IDOC, then second is RFC, then third is proxy. So then now when we use IDOC, when we use RFC, when we use proxy, we'll see this one. So what does it mean? ECC side. So suppose I told you, like before coming to all the adapters, I'm giving one more uh, topics like inbound scenario and outbound scenario. What does it mean inbound and outbound? So, so suppose data is coming from ECC. So we have one source structure. Our source structure is SAP ECC, and my target structure is third party. Okay. So what is happening here? Here data is going from SAP to third party. It means it is outbound scenario. And if vice versa, so this is called inbound scenario. If any data is coming in SAP ECC, then we are saying it is inbound scenario. So based on that, we can use adapters. Now come to again adapters. So suppose now I told you in ECC we have three types of adapters like IDOC adapter, RFC adapter, proxy adapter. So you might heard we have it. IDOC means intermediate document. So you might heard about some standard message type. Suppose invoice, diary, purchase order. These are the standard message type for SAP. So in that term, we are using IDOC adapter. So if we have standard message type, we are using IDOC adapter. And if we do not have any standard structure, so we are creating our own structure and we are triggering through proxy. So we can create one proxy. Then we will explain each and everything what is proxy and why we are using proxy. So this is for IDOC, this is for proxy. And then come to the RFC. So when we have synchronous scenario, so little bit confusion here. So only it is not possible ki if any synchronous scenario will come, so only we use RFC. It could be any adapters. So it's all depend on requirement. So basically that if somewhere we are calling any function call like BAPI, we are calling to BAPI. So in that case we are using RFC. So RFC is mostly synchronous scenario, but sometimes we can use as it's asynchronous. So that's what I'm each and every time I'm telling you. So it's everything based on that functional requirement. So how functional team is giving what requirement it is giving. Okay, so based on that, so that later we have different kind of adapter now. So we have file adapter, then we have soap adapter, then we have JDBC, then we have what is that REST adapter, then we have SFTP adapter. So based on the requirement, suppose if third party needs data through URL or Internet Explorer URL. So we are using SOAP and REST. If data we are using data as from any database system, so we are using that JDBC. So these are the adapters we will cover in our coming class. Okay. So these are the so basically these are the things we are covered in ID part. So and many more topics are there. I'm not explaining each and every topics in this short duration. So come to that monitoring team. Monitoring, as I shown in you PPT. So what does it mean? What we are doing in monitoring? So monitoring is a vast concept. Like suppose if we have done that CSR part, if we have done ID part, so now we are doing unit testing from ourselves. So suppose if we can check that whatever we have done that is correct or not. So suppose we will trigger one data from ACC or whatever from source side, and we can check the data reached to target side or not. So we can monitor in monitor configuration and monitoring tab. So we have lots of things in configuration and monitoring. How we can check that message processed or not. If error came, then how you can check that error is coming. So we are different things in monitoring tab. And the most important topic is SLD. SLD means this is mostly done by basis team. So if you heard about like basis team is there, they are doing all the configuration. So setup between system, like we have ECC system, we have PI system. So now they are doing all the setups, that all setups done by basis team. But as a PI developer, you should know what we can check from our side. Suppose if any system is not there, suppose one ECC system is there, one PI system is there. So if we can check how we can that connectivity is there or not. So for that we can check that RFC connectivity is there, RFC RFC connectivities, they know what is port, what is partner profile, everything we can check in ECC system. And what is business system, what in SLD we can say. So we are using here in ESR namespace, software component version, and that same thing we can use in ID. So how they are relating, and what where actually we can create that product, software component version. So all the things we are creating in SLD. So as a PI developer, you should know the SLD concept also. And in SLD, suppose we have development system, we have quality system, then we have production system. So now what we are doing, we are doing all the things in development system. Whatever we can play in development system. So once we will develop one interface, yeah, my interface is complete, and now we have to check with user or functional team. So this is the whatever requirement they had given, we had done or not. That is, we can check in through unit testing and all. Once development, we can say it is green status. So we have to move from development to quality and quality to production. So this is the transport. So we can learn in SLD how we can move the transport, how we can create transport. So there are two types of transport. One is CTS, one is file transport. So it's depend on all the organization, what kind of transport they are using. That but we have to know about this CTS transport and file transport, how we are using. And many more topics are there in SAP PI. So like value mapping, parameter mapping. So I told you everything we have to explain one by one. So we'll start from ESR and we can cover each and everything. So now come to that PI PO. In PO, what happened? Like earlier, I told you that it's a dual stack. So in dual stack, what is happening? So we have integration engine, we have adapter engine. So everything message is processing at uh, integration engine, like routing, whatever condition we are giving, everything we are doing in integration engine. Then once integration engine pass to that adapter engine, then it will take the transport protocol, and it will give that, like whatever I have explained you, adapters. So that adapter engine we are doing. So we have two process. First, message are processing in integration engine, then it will go to adapter engine. So that's why this is, we can say, this is dual stack, like and integration engine totally based on ABAP stack. So once we will start taking the class, then we can think. Sorry to interrupt. Into which system you are providing?
You have to give me the requirement. What system should we go for?
Okay, okay.
So PO,
So
is there a difference between PI and PO server?
no, there's no much that much difference. Like that's what I'm telling. If PI 7.3, we are generally we can say 7.3, we are saying process integration. 7.4, we are saying process orchestration. So either 7.3 or 7.4 is okay for me.
Okay, perfect.
So once yeah, then BPM and VRM concept will come, that will cover at the end. Once everything, all the basic concept when we'll cover, then after that we can cover BPM and VRM concept.
Okay.
So this is the overall, like what we are, well, what I am doing as a PI developer, what is this is the basic things we can
Okay.
explaining in our classes, so people can understand. Once we will give one or two scenarios, so this is one by one step I'll go. Once we'll finish all the steps, then we will create two or three scenarios, so people can understand easily this is happening. So once we will
Okay.
learn this thing, after that after that we can anyone can create any interfaces.
Okay.
Nothing is
Great. So, initial few questions. Is this course is PIPO course a technical course or a functional course?
this is technical course. So
Okay.
functional thing, if you might heard SAP FICO finance team, SAP
Mm-hmm.
HR team, SAP team. These are the functional team. So what is happening here? We have two things. We have functional team and we have technical team. So in technical team we have two teams. One is ABAP team, one is PI team. So what is happening? Functional team is giving the requirement. Suppose someone is from finance team, so they are giving requirement. So in ECC, most of them things we can do in ABAP team. ABAP team is doing, and what as a integrate middleware. So suppose, like we can say in a layman term, post office. Suppose taking data from one system and sending to other system. So we are doing a middleware things. So in middleware, these are the concepts are coming.
So does PO, PI, PO comes into picture when there is a integration from the third
Yeah,
party?
yeah. So you might heard now CPI, right? Cloud Performance Index.
Mm-hmm.
So what is happening here? So these all things, SAP PIPO, SAP is our on premises. So each and every data is on ECC system. So that's why we are saying we are calling it on premises. So if we want data from cloud or we are sending data to cloud, so we are using HANA Cloud Integration. Earlier we were calling to HANA Cloud Integration. Now it is SAP CPI, Cloud Performance Index integration. So
Mm-hmm.
that is called CPI concept. That is also middleware tool. So that is totally based on HANA, like you can say cloud based.
Okay. And does the students need to know programming language to learn this course?
No, not that much, because that's what. But see, sometimes you have to use for like uh, if you might heard about Java. So
Mm-hmm.
Java, we have basic concept like if else concept, for loop concept. So
Mm-hmm.
that will help to write a code, simple small code. Not
Okay.
that much, because I am also don't know about that much Java mapping. So but I
Okay.
can write small code. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm you
Okay.
you should take this extra knowledge, so it will benefit, so you can understand. So that's what mostly we are trying to approach our requirement through graphical mapping. So what is happening in graphical mapping? In we have drag down system, everything is given. So like suppose we have we want to just I explain you, right? Functional name, f name, middle name, and here we are giving only one employee name. So what we are doing here, we are concatenate to first name, middle name, and last name. Then it will populate in target side in single name. Suppose we have first name is A, middle name is B, and last name is C. So the structure will come like A, B, and C. But target side function won't like this one, ABC. So we are concatenate to this ABC. These all the things in we are doing in graphical mapping.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And can you tell me who will be means who can take this course?
So like suppose
I
you
can
have
hear
a
you very. So I can't hear your voice
hello,
properly.
hello.
Yes, it's better now.
Yeah. No, so I am telling you, so you can whoever is using SAP system, okay. So suppose some functional team is there. If integration team they needs middleware or integration tools, so they can use this course SAP PIPO.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. And can you just give me just two lines brief on ESR? What does it do?
That's what ESR is, repository, enterprises service repository. So like everything is there. Like we are suppose we are something we have to design, right? So I'm telling you. So we have source structure. Okay. So source structure, we don't know what does its structure is. So we are designing from ourselves. So that's what we are creating data type as a in ESR. So all the things like design part we are doing in a repository.
Okay. Okay.
Understood or not,
Yeah.
or it's still something different? Okay.
Yeah. So it's so
So
ESR
basically,
is designing and but mapping is different, correct?
no. In ESR only we are doing all the mappings. So suppose
Okay.
we don't know, right? Suppose we don't know. I'm giving an example now. So here source side is coming like A, B, C is in different line, but you need in one line. So these all things we are doing in mapping. So we here message mapping is there. So these are the ESR part like DT, MT, SI, MM, OP. So what it is the data type, message type, like step by step. So in PI we are all the things we are doing it step by step only.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So sounds good. Yes, it has given me a good understanding on what it does. And perfect. Thank you very much.
So anything else from
No, no more questions. Thank you.
okay. So we can play anything like remove what is in node function, it will take more time. So understood, because we are using we are playing on basically PI is we are playing with XML. So in XML we are playing with context. So that's what we will explain what is context, how you can maintain the context. Suppose data is coming from we have uh, three context from source side and only two context in target side, and data is coming in three data is coming in source side three values, but in target side only two context I maintain. So obviously it will fail, right? Because you are sending three data but target side it is reaching two data. So that's what we are maintaining, everything we are maintaining in mapping all the things. So mapping is a very, that's what I told you, mapping is the heart of this PI. So
Hmm.
little bit we have to focus on mapping.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Engine. So first everything is processing in integration engine like messaging, routing and all condition. Then it will pass to adapter engine. So two process is there. One is IE, one second is AE. So once PI XI came into PI, so we have advanced adapter engine that will come into PI 7 from PI 7.3. What I told you, we need PI 7.3 system, right? So it will
Mhm.
come into PI 7.3. So what is happening here? So IE concept not there. So everything is processed under this advanced adapter engine only. So once this process will come, so it is mostly comes under on single stack. But thing is that if it is coming on bulk number of data, again it is failing. So that's why that new concept came AEX. So advanced extended engine AEX plus BPM and NWBPM plus BRM. This concept is called PO system. Okay. So here we have some business rule management. That's what I told you. We can explain business rule management also in last topic. So that is called PO. That is not simple. One small topic is there. So why we are using BRM, BPM and all. So earlier it is there like AE plus, this is some technical terms. I'm not sure. BPM. So these are till that we can use the PI 7.3.
Okay.
These are the basically main difference, and we have lots of difference why we are using PO and all. So PO basically it's comes under HANA system. That's what.
Okay. But PI is not HANA. PI is
No,
ECC.
PI is not HANA.
So obviously PO is the latest one. That means.
Yeah, PO is the latest one. Now latest version is 7.5.